Welcome, my beloved soul family, to another sacred gathering here on Awaken Your Authentic Self. Today, I want to bring you into a conversation that just isn't about observation, it's about participation. It's about walking with me through the corridors of your own life, noticing the hidden rooms, the locked doors, the mirrors that don't always reflect your truest face. This episode is called The Mask We Wear, Returning to the Truth Beneath It All. And I don't want you to feel like this is teaching. I want this to feel like a homecoming, like you and I are on a journey together, one step at a time, gently peeling back the layers we've carried for years, perhaps lifetimes. So, if you're listening right now, I invite you to take a breath. Really, inhale deeply. And exhale slowly. Feel your body soften. Because this is not a conversation for your busy mind. This is an unfolding for your soul. Let's begin with something we've all experienced but rarely pause to notice. The many faces we wear. Picture this. You're at work and you put on your professional mask. You're polished, you're competent, right? You definitely careful with your words. Then you go home and maybe the responsible parent or the dutiful partner mask slips on. Later that evening, you're out with friends and you shift into fun, easygoing mask, laughing, relaxed, perhaps even hiding the exhaustion underneath. And then maybe on Sunday morning, you're in a spiritual space and you go to church, temple, or meditation hall, and now you're wearing the holy and composed mask, even if doubt and anger is stirring inside. We move through life like actors in a play, switching costumes between scenes, never wearing the same one for too long. And here's the key truth. No two people see the same version of you. Your coworker doesn't know the version that your family sees. Your family doesn't know the version your best friend sees. And perhaps none of them know the version you reveal only when you're completely alone. This is why so many of us feel restless, split, and disconnected. Because our lives become a mosaic of masks instead of a flow of truth. Each mask requires energy. It's like holding a pose in yoga. You can do it for a little while, but eventually your muscles shake. The longer you hold it, the more drained you feel. The soul feels the same. Every mask pulled onto your face pulls you one step further from peace. When people say, I just want to feel like myself again, what they are actually saying is I want to take off the masks. These masks, they are like heavy costumes. They may look convincing, but wearing them drains us. Every smile we force, every laugh that we fake, every truth that we swallow, it all adds up. No wonder people feel exhausted, even after a normal day. They are not tired from life, they are tired from the performance. I want you to think of 3 roles that you've played in the last week. Take a moment. How did each of these roles feel in your body? Did one of them drain you more than the other? Did one of them feel closer to your true self? This is awareness. This awareness is the first crack in the mask, and awareness is where authenticity begins. There's an old Indian tale of a crow who longed to be beautiful like the peacock. So it began collecting fallen peacock feathers, attaching them to its body one by one. When the crow finally appeared in its new outfit, the other crows rejected it, saying, "You are not one of us anymore." The peacocks too laughed at the crow. "You may wear our feathers, but you're not a peacock." Ashamed, the crow tore off the feathers and returned home, realizing the pain of living as something you are not. How many of us are like that crow? Exhausted from wearing borrowed feathers, longing to be accepted, never realizing our true beauty was enough all along. Now let's talk about why we do this. Because No one wakes up one day and says, I think I'll hide my soul for the rest of my life. Masks begin in childhood. They begin with the subtle lessons we receive about what is acceptable, what is rewarded, and what brings love. Maybe you were praised for being quiet and obedient, so you learned to silence your truth. Maybe you were scolded for crying, so you learned to swallow your tears and smile instead. Maybe you were celebrated only when you succeeded, so you learned to wear the mask of achievement, even when your heart was breaking. Masks, they begin as protection. They keep us safe from rejection, from punishment or shame. But here's the paradox. What once protected us eventually imprisons us. The longer we wear them, the more we forget what our real face looks like. And this is where so many people lose their sense of self. Not because they don't have one, but because it's buried beneath layers of expectation and performance. There is a difference between belonging and fitting in. Masks, they help us to fit in, but they never help us truly belong. Fitting in means I mold myself into what others want. I must shapeshift in order to be accepted. Belonging means I bring my authentic self to the table and I am accepted as I am. I can be myself and I am loved here. Masks are the tools of fitting in. Truth is the pathway to belonging. One leads to peace, the other one leads to exhaustion. I want you to ask yourself, in how many areas of my life right now am I fitting in rather than belonging? Where am I shrinking myself, pretending or hiding in order to be accepted? More importantly, where do you feel true belonging? The awareness might sting, but remember, it is also your doorway to freedom. I once worked with a woman who described herself as a master of masks. She was, according to her, the reliable one at work, the forgiving one in her family, the confident one with her friends. She told me, everyone loves me, but no one knows me. That hit me hard. Her life looked perfect, but inside she felt hollow. One day she said something and it really stayed with me. She says, I feel like a house with 20 rooms, but only a few are ever visited. The rest of me stays locked away. And isn't that the truth for so many of us? We've built these beautiful, polished entryways, these masks, but whole wings of our souls stay hidden, waiting for someone, perhaps ourselves, to finally enter and set them free. Your soul is it's always whispering beneath the masks, always. It speaks in your moments of exhaustion. It speaks in the aches that you can't explain, in the quiet tears that fall when nobody is watching. It says to you, this isn't me. It's saying there's more. It's saying, come home. It aches in the moments that you silence your truth. And it nudges you when you long for more but can't quite name what's missing. But humanity, the conditioned part of us, fights back. It wants to keep us in safe molds, in categories, in predictability. And so we live in this 3D world torn between two voices, the voice of our soul and the voice of our survival. And the stress, the anxiety, and the disconnection, it all comes from that tug of war. This is why we feel restless and unfulfilled even when we've done everything right. The soul doesn't want rightness, it wants truth. One of the greatest signs of authenticity is peace. Not excitement, not productivity, not even happiness, but peace. Because when your soul and your human self are aligned, there is no inner battle. If you were feeling constant tension inside, ask yourself, Which mask am I clinging to that my soul is asking me to release? If you can, I invite you to close your eyes and imagine yourself standing in front of a mirror. At first, you see the masks, layer after layer. Slowly, they dissolve one by one until all that's left is your true face. Look at it. What do you notice? How does it feel to see yourself without pretense? I want you to stay with that image. Let that image imprint into your heart because that is the face that your soul recognizes. There's a Japanese story of a samurai who came to a monk and said, I wear armor every day. My enemies see me as fierce. My friends see me as brave. But when I'm alone, I'm afraid. Which is the real me? The monk replied, the one who is afraid, because fear is honest. The armor is a mask, but the trembling is your truth. And only in truth can you find your freedom. Our souls are like that monk, always pointing us back to what's real, even if it feels vulnerable. Again, if you are able, I invite you to join me in a short guided meditation. If you can't safely close your eyes, just allow the words to be heard by your soul. Okay? Take a moment to get comfortable. Whether you are sitting or lying down, doesn't matter. Let your shoulders soften. Let your hands rest. And again, only close your eyes if it feels safe. Now take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it for a gentle pause. And slowly exhale through your mouth like you're sighing out the weight of the day. Let's do that again. This time we're going to inhale peace. And exhale tension. And one more good one. Let's inhale truth. And this time we're going to exhale every mask you've had to wear today. Now, in your mind's eye, imagine yourself standing in a quiet room. The air is soft, warm, and safe. In front of you is a mirror. At first, you see yourself as you normally appear. But look closer. Notice there is a mask on your face. This is the mask you most often wear in your daily life. Maybe it's the mask of I'm fine. Maybe it's the mask of the strong one. Maybe it's the mask of the achiever. Take a moment and notice what your mask looks like. What expression does it hold? How heavy does it feel? Now gently, with compassion, reach up and lift this mask from your face. Feel the release in your body as you set it down. Breathe. And now you notice another mask underneath. This one you wear with your family or friends or at work. See it clearly. Name it silently in your heart. And when you're ready, gently lift it off. Place it gently beside the first. Notice how your face feels a little freer, a little lighter. Now imagine yourself removing mask after mask, one by one. Each time you breathe a little easier. Your skin feels less burdened. your eyes shine brighter until finally you stand before the mirror with no mask left. Look at yourself now. See your true face. Notice the softness. Notice the strength, the truth that radiates from you. This is who you truly are. This is the face your soul recognizes. Take a deep breath, inhaling your authenticity. Exhale the weight of performance. Say silently in your heart, I am enough. I am free. I am me. Stay here for a moment. Soften into this truth. And when you're ready, gently bring your awareness back into your body. Wiggle your fingers, roll your shoulders, and slowly open your eyes, carrying the feeling of your true face with you. Welcome back. So how do we begin to live without so many masks? Not by ripping them off all at once. That would feel unsafe. But by gently, intentionally choosing moments of authenticity. Maybe you're at work and instead of saying, I'm fine when you're not, you say, it's been a tough day. Maybe you're with friends and instead of playing the perfect child, you share a vulnerable truth. Maybe you're with yourself and instead of numbing out, you journal the raw feelings you've been hiding. These are small acts of rebellion against the false self, and little by little, they build the muscle of authenticity. Sadly, we are taught to see vulnerability as weakness, but in truth, it is the gateway to connection. Masks create walls, vulnerability creates bridges. The more authentic you are, the more you magnetize the people, the places, and opportunities that resonate with your soul. Every time you drop a mask, you give others permission to do the same. That is how authentic communities are born, not through performance, but through presence. What's one mask you're ready to set down? Not all of them. Not yet. That would be nice, but no, not yet. But just one. What would it feel like to put it down even for one day? In Sumerian mythology, the goddess Iana descends into the underworld. At each of the 7 gates, she must remove something she wears, her crown, her jewels, her robe, until she arrives completely bare, stripped of all adornment. Only then can she meet the truth of what lies below. This is the path we walk to. To meet our soul, we must be willing to release the masks, the layers, the identity we've used to define ourselves for so long. And though it feels like loss, it is in fact the beginning of freedom. As we close today's episode, I want to leave you with a simple ritual that you can do this week. Think of it as a bridge, something to help you carry the soul medicine of this conversation into your daily life. Step 1 is create a sacred space. Choose a quiet moment in the morning or in the evening, whatever works best for you. Light a candle, dim the lights, or simply sit somewhere that feels peaceful to you. Have a notebook and pen ready, or if you prefer, you can simply just sit with your thoughts. Step 2 is the mirror. Find a mirror and sit with it for a few breaths. Look into your own eyes, not at your hair, not at your skin, but into your eyes. As you breathe, whisper softly, I see you. Notice what arises. Do you feel tenderness, resistance, a little discomfort? Whatever comes up is part of the truth that's waiting to be seen. And step 3, name the mask. Place your hand gently on your heart and ask yourself, what is one mask I've worn today that I no longer want to carry into tomorrow? You can write it down or simply just name it aloud. It could be the achiever, the strong one, the one who never complains. But what's important is that you trust what comes through. Step 4 is releasing. On your next exhale, I want you to imagine yourself lifting that mask from your face just as we did in the meditation and feel the release. If you're writing, you can draw a little symbol or write a single word for the mask and gently cross it out. This act signals, I am ready to lay this down. Step 5 is affirming truth. Now you can close your eyes again and whisper, who I am is enough. I do not need to perform to be loved. My soul is safe to shine. Feel those words settling into your body like seeds. And then finally, as your closing gratitude, thank yourself for showing up. Thank your soul for whispering. Thank the divine, whatever that means for you, for holding you. Blow out your candle or simply take one final deep breath, sealing the ritual with gratitude. For my journalers, a few journaling prompts. What mask feels heaviest in my life right now? Who am I when no masks are required? What is one small, safe way I can show my true self this week? Beloved, remember this. You were not born to perform. You were not born to wear a mask. You were born to embody truth, your truth. You were not born to be acceptable. You were born to be authentic. You were not born to fit molds. You were born to break them with your light. The masks you've carried were not mistakes. They protected you until you were ready to see your own face again. They kept you safe. But now your soul is calling you into something deeper, into truth, into peace, into freedom. Your soul is asking, will you come home? So this week, may you choose one mask to sit down. May you show one more layer of your true self. May you let your soul breathe a little more freely. And as you step into this practice of authenticity, I want to invite you into something even deeper. Because in the week ahead, we are entering the High Priestess energy portal. The High Priestess is the guardian of truth, the one who sees beyond illusions, beyond masks, into the hidden depths of the soul. She whispers, look within, trust what you've already know. Inside the Supercast portal for the week of the 28th, I'll be guiding you into this energy, helping you unlock the wisdom of the High Priestess into your own life. If today's conversation stirred something in you, if you felt the weight of masks you're ready to release, then the High Priestess will meet you at the threshold, ready to open the inner door. So if your spirit is saying yes, join me there. We'll go even deeper together, because beneath the mask, beneath the roles, beneath the noise, your soul already carries the truth. The High Priestess is simply waiting to help you remember. Until then, thank you for walking this sacred journey with me today. Keep awakening, keep unfolding, keep coming home.